Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
Oh no, I just checked my email as we were sitting here.
Okay.
And I've got one of those emails where you don't know if it's a scam or if it's real.
Yeah, if it's incredibly insightful, if it's actually a fake.
Yeah, so it's from Faith Formation, which is what used to come up when my daughter Hayden was doing her CCD classes, like for her first communion.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's from, is it from that actual thing? Okay, hold on. And it says, just wanted to ask you if you could possibly remember the name of the girls in this pic. And it has a link.
Okay.
So I'm like, why would, Hayden CCD from 5 years ago email me, but maybe they're doing something at the church and that's why they want to do it?
Why would they all of a sudden forget all the other girls that were enrolled in this class and they're asking you, Anna Zapp, because you would be the keeper of the information that they seek? It's definitely a scam. Don't click on that link. Are you serious?
Oh my gosh, it's so tempting. I know I make fun of people that do things like this, but this seems like realistic.
No, I am telling you, do not do it. Remember that time you had to give your computer to the IT guy for like a week? Because you couldn't get in there, and he told you had never updated your computer, and you owned it for like 12 years?
Right.
Yeah. Don't do this. This is the thing that the hacker wants. They want to get into your system. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it.
What if the church just wants the names of the girls in the thing? Are you sure?
Do you think that the church all of a sudden stopped taking records? I mean, the Vatican's been going a long time. There's a lot of stuff in that basement from what I understand, okay?
Oh, wait a minute.
And I'm guessing that they know where it's from.
When I click on Faith Formation, the email that it comes from, it's not from the church.
No.
It's from zululiki.bachubera2.co.id.
Well, how do you know that they don't have an IT person there that through some mission or whatever, that's actually where they do their IT? Like if they've got a problem with their email, they call this IT worker that's in Nigeria to fix their problem. In that case, this person looking for the kid's information from this photo isn't suspicious at all.
It's just weird. This isn't my spammy email. This is like my private email, but they got me good, but I'm not clicking on it. But if you really do need that information, you can call or text me.
Right.
And I will be happy to provide it, but I feel like I can't click on it. I'm going to click on it.
No.
Okay, I won't. All right, I won't. Okay. First, it was Shailene Woodley and Aaron Rodgers. They've been dating for 5 hot minutes, and they moved in together during the pandemic. And now, out of nowhere, J-Lo, Ben Affleck are getting back together, and they're looking at places together. Like it was nothing, and all of a sudden, they're moving in.
Here's the thing, Anna. Let's be honest, all right? When you're looking at Shailene Woodley or Aaron Rodgers, Ben or Jen, of course, it would be easy to make that decision for a lot of people, right? But for others, it is a big deal. And when you jump in with somebody, you're really jumping in. Is it the best move?
Dr. Patrick Wanis is our relationship expert. You can visit him online at patrickwanis.com. Dr. Wanis, what do you think? Do you think it's beneficial to a relationship to move in so quickly, or can it be detrimental?
There are conflicting statistics about the benefits of moving in. There was a study done by the Journal of Marriage and Family which shows that couples who live together before they get married have a lower divorce rate in the first year of marriage, but they have a higher divorce rate after 5 years. What really matters is who are you together in the relationship. So there's a few things that I'd like to say. Don't move in together thinking that's going to solve your relationship problems. And some people do that with marriage. They say, look, let's just get married and everything will be fine. Or let's just move in together and everything will be fine. No, it won't. Moving in together or even marrying isn't going to magically turn you into the perfect or ideal couple. So here are some things to consider to help you to decide, are we ready to move in? And the first thing I want to think about is, what do you like when you spend some time together, a few nights together, if you're waking up at his or her house or condo? Now, also, has the bulk of your relationship been or still is a long-distance relationship, which means you don't really know each other? How do you handle conflicts? And this is important because there's a huge misconception, Anna and Raven, that people think a relationship is great if they're able to resolve every argument. You'll never be able to resolve every argument. The most important thing is seek to understand your partner and decide which battles are right.
I mean, he's like a Buddha of relationships, Anna.
Yeah.
Now, here are a few other things to think about. Do you really know each other's values and priorities? Have you discussed your budget, your expenses, your costs? who's going to pay for what, who's going to do the chores. The most important thing to ask yourself is, what are your deal breakers? What could you never accept from your partner when living together? The other thing is, why are you truly moving in together? And what are your future plans? This relates to the why. If the other person says, I don't want to get married, don't think that you can say to them, well, look, let's just live together and we'll try that out as a test, because it doesn't work. The other person isn't going to change their mind about marriage because they're living together with you. You're not going to change someone's beliefs regarding marriage. Another thing I think to consider is, what happens should you break up? Who's going to leave the apartment? Who's going to get the dog? It's true that living together is a really effective way of determining if you want to be married to this person. But don't think that moving in together is going to magically solve all of your problems.
Learn more about Dr. Wanis. You can head to his website, patrickwanis.com. As always, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
That's all I need to know about 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 you.
All you have to do is fill in the blank. If you blank, that's all I need to know about you. You can always call or text 1-800-330-9999. Raven, on our text line so far this morning, when the waitress or bartender puts too much ice in your drink, that's all I need to know about you.
Oh, so here's the thing. The waitress, I'm cool with that because you're coming back. Right? You're coming back. And if it's a soda or something like that, as long as you're not charging for refills, I'm fine. You know where I hate it the most is the drive-through, because you're not going back. All right? I'm in a hurry. I'm already driving through. And if you get a drink and it's all ice, oh, it's really upsetting.
I went to Starbucks the other day.
Yeah.
And what I noticed was that they did the coffee thing, and then the coffee was only about a third of the cup.
That's what I'm saying.
And then they just filled it up with ice. And I was like, I just would have liked a little more coffee.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're paying for, right? That's what you stood in the line for. I love that you hesitated for a minute. You were like, am I going to upset Starbucks here for a minute? Before I say this. It's the same thing when you go to McDonald's. Every drink is $1 right now, right? Like, that's the deal. That's the special. But if you give me 3 pounds of ice in a large, I'm not getting anything for that. You
could go back in and get more at McDonald's.
Yeah, but I'm not pulling over. That's what I'm saying at the drive-thru. I'm not turning back. Obviously, I'm in a hurry at that point. Bartender, I'm not leaving. So.
Right, but they have to order another one and pay full price. They don't give you free refills on your Tito's soda.
I'll say, take it easy on the ice there, pal. I make friends with bartenders.
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Tip heavily early, all right? You'll make friends.
This is an oldie, but I was on a Zoom the other day, and it drove me crazy all over again, because I can't believe that we are at a point in our lives where we still don't understand how Zoom works. When you monopolize the Zoom for your personal nonsense and keep everybody there hostage with you,
Anna
that's
loves
all
this.
I need to know about you.
She loves this. The person that asks the random, very obvious question that may or may not have even been addressed already in the Zoom meeting right before it's time to wrap up. Does anything have anything further?
No, this time it was a little bit different.
What happened?
This time it was, so I work at a gym as well, and this is like when all the instructors have to come on for Zoom for updates on policies, things like that. And so we're on, and then there's the one person. Now there's 30 people on this Zoom.
Yeah.
And there's the one person that is literally nitpicking about the small things that she has to do versus everybody else. Her conversation was 13 minutes.
Wow.
When you're talking about something that has nothing to do with anybody else on a call, and there's 30 people there for 13 minutes.
That's rough.
That is all I need to know about you. Like, don't you realize, send an email.
Right.
Call the person separately.
Right. Send a text message.
Put something in the chat,
Write a letter.
My gosh.
Write a letter.
Oh, I don't know if you need to write a letter.
It might have taken the same amount of time.
It's true. Yeah. 1-800-330-9999. Just fill in the blank. If you blank, that's all I need to know about you. I'm afraid to even say this out loud because I'm afraid as soon as I discuss it, everything here mechanical is going to explode.
I think that's probably fake. Come on.
All right. So one of the chief engineers who runs everything and makes our magic happen, he has an email signature at the bottom of his email. And all it says is, and I quote, the man behind the curtain. And
That's the wizard.
And I saw it.
Come on.
Yeah, but that's a flex. That is a flex if I ever saw one. Like, you are trying to exert dominance over everybody else, saying that, I am the man behind the curtain, and that is your email signature that goes to everybody. Part of me is like, good for you, buddy. Like, you know what? It's true. You're the one in charge of all that. Then the other part of me is like, wow, that's a lot. Right?
I don't take all of that from that email signature. I think that, if you think about the wizard, right, and the Wizard of Oz, there was a lot of buttons he was pushing back there. There was a lot of levers he was pulling. It was a lot of those things to make the magic happen on the other side of it. So from that, I just take that there's a lot more that goes into it than you think behind the scenes.
Well,
Not I am truly the wizard. But I get what you're saying. Email signatures, they can be a little bit over the top from time to time.
And I feel like they're getting worse. I feel like all
You
of
might
a
be
sudden,
right about that.
Email signatures have become such a thing. Even here, like, I remember that our IT person was like, the show needs to have a better signature. And I was like, what?
Right. Like,
what do you mean?
What do you mean?
It says my name.
Right.
Like, what do you want?
You figured that would be enough.
No, we need the logo. We need this. We need that. I'm like, okay. And then I started thinking about it because I started paying attention to other people's email signatures.
Sure.
And it's like, you get the craziest thing and you wonder, what are they thinking when they set it and forget it,
Sometimes I see a signature and, they've got the ones with like the quotes and stuff like that. And sometimes there'll be a really remarkable quote at the end of the email. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. But when you reply 5 times on this thread and I get your quote every single time, it gets to be a little bit overbearing. It gets to be a little bit much. You know what I don't like?
What?
Is the ones where now, like, companies want you to be creative.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, put something creative there. But yet it turns into being some, like, nonsense.
Right, like,
you know what I mean?
You can't write, like, we're radio show hosts. You can't write that anymore. Now we're, like, thought provokers. Like, you know what I mean? It's like things that don't even make sense. It's like you can't just have a title. You have to have, like, a weird creative title next to your name.
The lady in HR, cat creator costumes.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't even understand. It's so weird.
The weirdest thing is when people put the disclaimer on the bottom regarding, like, data governance. Like, the information contained in this email is only for the originally listed recipients. If you feel you received this message in error, please notify the sender and immediately delete the message and destroy any attachments. What?
Don't charge me for the quote that I put on your email.
And who is still printing this email? How about when you get the one that says, think of the environment before printing this email message? What if I need it? Now you've just made me feel bad, like I'm killing trees about it. And your fax number? We don't need your fax number. We don't have a fax machine. We haven't had one since 1997.
The funny thing is that the show logo has become the smallest email signature that I have. On my other personal emails, it's like an expansive paragraph.
Right.
Just goes on and on.
Just trying to
title
exert
after title after
dominance.
title.
Yeah,
you think I was an English royal?
No, you're just trying to exert your dominance because you're the man behind the curtain. What do you do, even though, truthfully, you're pretty bad at it? 1-800-330-9999. You can call or text.
I'll tell you, personally, myself, cleaning and balancing like the pool, I'm not good at it, but I got to keep doing it.
Yep.
So every time when somebody comes over and they're like, oh, it doesn't smell right, or it looks like this, or it looks good right now, it's all just a crapshoot. Whether I'm taking, the credit for it looking great at that moment or whatever, it's all made up. Yeah. I don't know if I can ever duplicate it. Every year is like I start over with the entire process. I'm not very good at it. But the thing that really triggered this information, the thought for me, Anna, was I ran into my buddy. Happy birthday, Steve. Saw him just the other day. It's his birthday. Steve is a relatively frail guy, right? He's had
frail?
Yeah. He's had some health issues, that type of thing over the last few years. But he's recently decided that he's going to start kayaking.
Okay.
All right. Kayaking sounds nice. Very leisurely, relaxed, right? You see yourself out on a reservoir or a pond or something like that. No. My frail friend who's never kayaked before, he's not a ship-bearing or a sea-bearing type individual throughout his entire life, has decided that he's taking his kayaks onto rivers.
Oh.
Yeah. And rivers will kill you. Oh. I'm not sure whether or not you're aware of this, but rivers are strong. Yeah. There's really strong currents. There's things that float in rivers. And Steve is not really one of them. So I think that he's putting himself in peril at this. And I just wonder myself, why do you try things when you know you possibly suck at them?
Right.
Right?
Well,
like,
because you do it, because the love and the thrill of maybe one day being good. I am a terrible runner. I am somewhat athletic. I like to exercise, But the truth of the matter is I cannot run. It is like when I take off, it's like when you take a fish out of water and it flails on the side and it does that hopping thing.
The flopping thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's death, actually, is what it's doing.
Well, that's kind of what it looks like when I try to run long distances. Remember when we ran the 5K? When we got to the end of the 5K, I had trained like a maniac for 6 months. I collapsed on the floor to the point where they thought they were going to have to call an ambulance because they didn't think that I was going to be able to do it. It was so awful.
The only thing that brought us back was seltzers after that. The only thing that brought us back was alcoholic beverages. And if you've never had a beverage after running 5K, well, let me tell you.
But I keep going.
It does the job.
But I keep going back for more because I always hear like running is so good for you. It's really healthy for you. It helps you lose the excess weight. So I just keep going at it. Keep going at it.
Here's the thing. You and Steve have made a choice to do that. The pool, the only reason I bring that up is because I'm forced to do that. Like I have to do that thing, right? But there's not a lot of activities that I do that I stink at that I choose to do.
Oh, no, there is, Raven.
Like what?
You love to sing.
Oh, well, that's different.
No, Raven.
I'm a magnificent singer.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm magnificent at singing. That's not nice of you.
I adore you. You are the best partner I've ever had. But I will tell you this. When you sing, it is so incredibly painful. But you do it. You do it all the time.
From my heart. Too, from my heart.
Right?
It's deep inside me. I sing loudly on top of it.
Tap dancing. That's what I love to do, and I keep doing it, and I'm terrible at it.
It's such a random thing. But you're right. You're not great at it, and you do have a passion for it.
Right, and I still take the classes, even though I've been told several times, like, you're never going to amount to anything, you know?
When the instructor tells you that, it's time to stop giving them your money.
What do you love to do, but you're just not good at it? 1-800-330-9999. And on Raven.
Oh, singing. I'm terrible. It must be a Raven thing because my name's Raven, too.
Oh, perfect.
I sing it loud and proud, and I'm really obnoxious, and I'm really terrible.
I do it when I'm feeling good, like it's a great motivator. Doesn't matter if I'm, what I'm doing for errands or whatever. I just sing about what I'm doing at that moment. I don't necessarily sing actual songs or anything like that. Are you a song singer, or do you just sing, in general?
Oh, no, I'm a song singer.
Okay.
Sometimes the words are, like, really bad and really not the right ones, but no.
I'm more of, like, what I'm doing right at that moment, like talking on the phone with this nice lady.
Right. That's, like I said, not very good at it, but really, really loves to do it.
Lovely singing voice that I have.
Yes, okay.
Totally awesome.
See? I'm going to do more of this.
Hi, it's Anna and Raven. What do you do even though you suck at it?
Okay, I keep buying furniture that I think I can build, and I'm just absolutely the worst at it. I buy all this stuff on Wayfair and at IKEA, and I get home, I get out the directions, and it's just never exactly right after I finish. The door is on wrong, and my table's slanted, screws keep falling out. It's a disaster.
One thing that I do have to do with flat pack furniture, Anna, is sometimes I have to build one part of it 2-3 times.
Really? So
latest example, not flat pack furniture. This was actually a massive project, gazebo. And pricey too, like $2,000. And I'm building it, and the main supports of it, I had to rebuild those 3 times, Anna. I missed something each time.
That's when you call in the professionals. Because what if a gazebo falls on your head? It's one thing if you're building a cart for your wine or something like that. It's another thing when you're putting together a $2,000 structure.
I read the instructions. I watched the help video, and then they put the hint video at the end of the whole thing, and that's where they said, oh, yeah, by the way, check this. So I'm thinking even the pro, if they hadn't built that thing before, they're doing it at least twice.
Hi, it's Anna and Raven. What do you do even though you stink at it?
Cooking, man. I try, but I just can't seem to do it well. I burn eggs and stuff, and I'm the guy that will just ruin a Hot Pocket for some reason. I can't even get microwave foods right. I'm just terrible at it.
I feel your pain. I come from a restaurant family. My dad's a chef. Everybody in my family is an amazing cook, and people assume that I will also be a great cook, and I'm not. I've watched them. They have taught me. My poor Nonna has taught me several times how to make pasta from scratch. I have videos and everything, and I try, and I just can't seem to ever get anything right. I don't know what my problem is.
Well, I have the answer. You just suck at it.
Right. There's some things that you love to do, but the truth of the matter is you just stink at it. What is it? 1-800-330-9999.
Anna, not only can I not consistently balance the chemicals in my pool, but I also can't barbecue without setting the grill on fire at least once a year.
I mean, you have set your grill on fire, in the time I've known you, at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not great at it. And the truth is I get lucky from time to time that the steak will taste good, the burger will taste good. But, if you were playing a numbers game, which I usually am, 80% of the time it's mediocre at best.
You know what I'm really not good at, and it's embarrassing to say it? Riding a bike. Like, I can't ride a bike well. I'm also not a good swimmer. I always just end up lying flat on my back and floating and pretending like I was doing that on purpose. Because I can't put my face underwater. I can't blow bubbles out of my nose, but I try.
But you know what you're great at?
What?
Pool bars.
Yes. 1-800-330-9999. What do you love to do? But the truth is just you're not good at it. Hey, Ann on Raven.
Drawing. I have these drawing pads and, like those fancy adult coloring books. I'm told it's supposed to be like a form of stress relief. I'm just so bad at drawing. I try hard, and all the drawings look like my 3-year-old made them.
Me too. I come from a family of artists, believe it or not. My sister and my father, all of them are incredibly talented. My brother. I cannot draw like Mickey Mouse ears that are the same size. It is so
I can't even do stick people.
Yeah.
And my mother does stuff freehand, and you look at it and you would think like she studied in like France.
Do you find it more stressful because you're so bad? Because I tried to do this as an escape because, my whole family is so into art that I thought that it would be my thing too. But all it does is frustrate me that I stink at it and that I can't get better.
No, I kind of take it for what it's worth now. And like, I'll draw things for my kid and he'll laugh and I laugh with him. I mean, it's fine.
As my father used to always say, Anna, the world needs plenty of ditch diggers and bartenders too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I could probably dig a ditch. Not in a perfect circle, though.
And nobody can do that. Come on.
Hi, it's Anna and Raven. What do you do even though you suck at it?
Golf. I am absolutely terrible at golf, but I have a blast, and like for me, it's more about just drinking beer with my friends. Who, they're all avid golfers, but they don't mind me tagging along, even though I truthfully royally suck at it.
But I think golf is one of those things that like it doesn't matter. Like if you're with your buddies and then you just make. I mean, my husband Paul is a golfer and he's not a very good golfer. I mean, he has good days, I guess. I don't know. I've never actually seen him play. I only know what he's told me.
You don't even understand the game.
I don't understand anything. It's like whatever he says.
I don't understand the game either.
He
But
could
if
be
you're
a
having
scratch
fun,
golfer. She has no idea.
Well, I'm just saying what he says to me. I'm repeating it. But like, it feels like one of those things that it's just more of a camaraderie and thing you do together. And if you're going and having a couple beers and it's socialization, then what's the big deal? You're having fun.
Yeah.
As long as you don't have that group behind you, right? That's mad because they're good golfers. They're ready to go, and you're slowing them down.
Exactly. No, and then they throw a hissy fit, and
right.
it's the whole thing. But no, like my friends are cool about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at our Facebook page right now, and I'm laughing because Mark wrote he's not good at chess. There's some games that I'm not good at, but it's not going to stop me from trying to win them, right?
Of course.
All right, you can let us know on our Facebook page, too. What do you love to do, but you're just not good at? And if you're not friends with us yet, just search for Anna on Raven.
Here it comes. It's the Craigslist Price is Right.
Hi, Kathy. This morning we're playing Craigslist Price is Right Father's Day edition. This is a simple game. Anna is going to describe for me an item that is for sale right now on Craigslist. Hopefully it's going to be dad-related, I think. I'm going to take a shot as a dad at the cost here. All you have to do is say whether or not you think my guess is higher, lower, or equal to the actual listed price, okay?
Okay.
And I just want to go on record right now, Kathy, and say I can't believe this has been posted 9 days ago on Craigslist and it's still available.
Oh, sounds exciting. What do you have?
It's everything that your dad wants for Father's Day. The title says, Unusual Heavy Coat of Arms for Display.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Selling a custom-made coat of arms made of heavy metal for displays on a wall. Great for a Father's Day gift or a rec room, basement, hangout, or living room. Raven, this is perfect for your new basement.
Right, it's true.
Large and very detailed. 36 inches tall by 25 inches across. Call for an appointment, in-person pickup, no checks or scams, please. Reasonable offer will be considered in-person only. It's unusually heavy, Raven.
Well, I mean, I would think so. It's a coat of arms again. So if I'm getting this straight, like this is the upper part of a knight's outfit, right?
This
is the chest protector.
Let me explain it to you. It is as if you had a shield of metal.
Yes.
But coming out from both sides are ginormous axes.
Okay.
And then there is a sword that goes directly down in the middle of it.
Oh, please tell me that there is a photo of
there
this
are
thing.
several photos.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, that is... So, I've seen these coat of arms before, but not to this scale at all.
It says unusually heavy.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I would imagine so. You're definitely going to have to put some lag bolts in the wall if you want to hang this thing. I think what happened is this guy got married, and his new wife said, that thing's got to go.
It's got angry jokers embroidered into the sword. Look how mad they are, those jokers'
who
heads.
wouldn't have something like that on their Excalibur?
Okay.
Of course.
Raven, it comes down to you.
Okay.
What do you think is the actual retail price of this unusually heavy coat of arms for display?
Oh, my gosh. So it's real metal. It's real iron. Gosh. I'm going to go $350 on this. $350 on the coat of arms because it is a specialty item. If you don't want this thing, you're not buying it. And he's got to get rid of it sooner or later.
It says condition is excellent. Okay, just as a side note.
All right, $375.
Okay, all right. Kathy, do you think the actual retail price for the unusual heavy coat of arms for display is higher than $375, lower, or is that the actual retail price?
A quick question: is it supposed to be old, or is it something somebody made?
That is a fantastic question, and it doesn't say. And it also says, "Do not contact me with unsolicited offers or services."
So you've just been put in your place.
Yeah,
Kathy.
so I don't
You
know.
have to take a
I
guess.
guess I don't know. Yeah.
All right, I'll say it's for sale for less.
You would be correct, Kathy, because the unusual heavy coat of arms for display is only $65.
They can't get anybody to take this
Nobody
thing.
wants it. It's hideous.
Oh, man.
Get it.
Only up for 9 days at $65. It is a bit of a bargain.
Right.
Negotiate for $55 and tell them I'll be there this afternoon.
Congratulations, Kathy. You just picked yourself up a Home Depot gift card.
Thank you.
You'll have your shot to win tomorrow, same time. What was the reason why you put cameras up at your house? Was there like a specific reason why, something you wanted to see? You can call or text 1-800-330-9999. The actor Rob Riggle, he discovered that his estranged wife installed a camera and a fire detector in his office so she could monitor him and his conversations.
Wow.
Side note, he also caught her stealing $28,000.
It's not easy to look like the good guy or a regular guy when you're divorcing your wife of 21 years at the height of your career and you're dating your assistant.
Correct.
But somehow he's managed to do it in this instant because, again, she's on camera counting out $28,000 on the floor of his office. And installing the thing. There's video of her installing it.
Yeah.
That's bad.
He had a feeling that she was doing it, and sure enough, he caught her in the act.
What a mess, though.
But from the flip side, I also see your husband of 21 years all of a sudden is leaving you for his assistant.
I don't know, man.
Anyway.
This could just be the tail end of her crazy. It sounds like quite a bit.
But I think that there's a lot of reasons why people choose to put the cameras in. I'll never forget, my husband got the camera, and he set it up inside, and it was the dumbest argument we've ever had. He insisted that our dog Lila went up on the furniture when we were not home.
Sure.
And I told him, I'm like, no, she doesn't. And he was like, yes, she does.
And
we
he
have
wanted
a rule.
to prove it.
He had to prove it to me.
Right.
That she
Did she?
Yes.
As a matter of the funny thing is I put cameras on the outside of the house, normal stuff. The cars got rifled through. Our garage opener actually got stolen out of my wife's car, taken one time. So we put cameras up on the outside, but it wasn't until we did dog training that the trainer told us to put cameras inside the house. Now we have like 4 inside the house, and it's true. We would have never believed the stuff the dogs were doing.
Well, now I had Paul take the cameras out, so all our cameras are outside.
Oh, no,
I feel
still
like it's
watch
weird.
my wife like she's in a gold, in a fishbowl.
Right. Your wife, Alicia, has said to us several times before that she finds it very uncomfortable that you watch her through the camera when she's working out.
When she walks out of the house, what do you think she does?
Oh.
Come on.
Why did you put cameras up at your house? Was there a specific reason why? Did you want to catch somebody doing something? Overall safety? 1-800-330-9999. You can call or text. The actor Rob Riggle discovered his estranged wife had installed a camera in his fire detector in his office so she could monitor his conversations.
That is creepy, and what a way for him to get some good PR out of a terrible-looking divorce. But,
Right.
What are you going to do? The biggest movements that I get, there was a deer in my yard a few nights ago, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when a spider goes across your Ring doorbell and triggers it and says there's a person at the front door and you see that, that's terrifying.
It is. My mom actually installed cameras in her house to make sure that when she leaves that my grandmother is okay. And I thought that was actually very sweet.
See?
Yeah.
Sometimes it does help.
Hi, it's Anna and Raven. Why did you put cameras up at your house?
Well, it wasn't me. It was my dad. And when I turned 16, he wanted to know when I was leaving the house. So he had one in our hallway. And let me tell you, sneaking out was never so hard.
So do you feel differently about the hallway than you do than the bedrooms? Because we actually had this debate yesterday in the hallway talking about it with our boss. He has cameras up in the hallways monitoring, who's coming and going from his house, but he wants to put them in the bedrooms of his young daughters.
And I said, absolutely not. It's an invasion of privacy. But he's like, but if they're doing something wrong, they're going to do them in their bedrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of agree with you, though, Anna. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Do you think there's a difference?
My dad actually does security systems for a living. And even he, as protective as he was, just found that was just an invasion of our privacy. He trusted us to, do what we wanted to do, and our room was our private area.
Yeah, so, I agree.
Not 100%. In the bedroom.
Hi, it's Anna and Raven. Why'd you put cameras up at your house?
It was actually at an apartment that my husband and I used to live in, and so our landlords kind of lived attached to us anyway, and we always suspected that they would go in and check on the apartment when we weren't there, like staying away for the weekend. And sure enough, my husband hid a camera, and the husband came in and adjusted our heater, and then just walked out and left.
Oh my God!
Crazy.
Yeah, all just to lower his bill because he's just used to paying a certain amount. Yes. What a crazy person!
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a crazy person, right? I'm calling the local news station and giving that video. On the flip side, I actually used to, so when I rented an apartment in a city, the landlord had an office downstairs. Not an apartment that he lived in, but an office downstairs. And that was where the thermostat was for the entire house. So I would break into his office and turn the heat up.
Mm-hmm. Now imagine if he had security cameras watching you do that.
Yeah, it's true. Thank God. That was like, what, 1999?
Yeah, things have changed.
Couples Court on the Anna and Raven Show.
Every day, a couple joins us. They let us know what their disagreement is about, and then you decide who's right. Henry and Alexis. Alexis, let's start with you. What's going on?
Well, my sister has a big 4th of July party every year. She asked my husband to make her a cornhole set for the party.
That's fun.
Beautiful. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're great. He wants to charge her $150 to make the cornhole set.
Why? You could just go to the store and buy one.
Well, they don't make themselves for free, Anna. I mean, the one that you buy at Walmart is going to be a lot different, I would imagine, than the one you're making. Henry, what's up?
Well, it took me a lot of time to make it. It took me an entire weekend to make the whole set, and the cost of materials. I mean, it isn't cheap.
Well, it's true. Wood is at a premium right now. It's 3 times as much as it normally is right now. I mean, that's a real thing. So if you think you're going to go in and buy a $2 2x4, you're not. So, I mean, I kind of get that.
Yeah, but Alexis, you just nailed it on the head. It's family. Like, don't you want to create something for them as just like out of the goodness of your heart and something fun that you can brag about at the party and say, oh, I made it. And people will be like, what a great job.
Yeah, well, look, good easily costs twice as much as they did earlier. And yes, it's family, but also it's family on the other end too, right? So she shouldn't have an issue paying family to make her something.
That's a cornhole
set. It's your business.
I mean, you keep saying it's a cornhole set like that makes a difference. What difference does it make? I mean, it's still something that costs a fair amount of time and money to make and materials, right? What does it matter if it's a game? If he was making her a kitchen countertop, I mean, it would be the same type of thing.
Well,
right?
If you're going to bring beer to a barbecue, now you're bringing a cornhole set. It's like, it's like you're bringing it to contribute to the party. I think, anyway.
I mean, I don't think that you make this in an afternoon. If I had to guess, this is taking you 2-3 days. So I understand some compensation might be in order for it.
Easily, yeah. It takes me an entire weekend to make this thing, and not just a couple hours on a Saturday and one on a Sunday. And this is an all-day affair, Saturday, Sunday, to make this look perfect. I'm happy to bring my set over if they want to play with it, but if they want their own set, they're going to have to pay for it.
Right, very nice. Do you stain or lacquer this thing when it's over, too? I would imagine you're painting or staining or lacquering.
Yeah, absolutely. It's customized. It's got our family name on there. And it's got it all. It's durable, too.
$150 is a bargain. Price just went up, Anna. I don't know, Alexis. I don't know.
Let's see what our audience has to say. They may agree with you, Alexis. This is a request by your sister-in-law, and out of the goodness of your heart, just suck it up and do it. Bring it to the party. But they may see your side, too. If you feel like your time is really valuable and that you think they should pay for your time and for the materials, then $150 it is. That's what you have to ask for.
Hey, good cornhole kits ain't cheap. Cheap cornhole kits ain't good. 1-800-330-9999. Whose side are you on? It's the Couples Court with Anna and Raven.
Henry and Alexis, well, they're going to her sister's 4th of July party. And Alexis' sister has asked Henry to make a cornhole set for them because he made a beautiful one for his own family. Alexis says, just make one for my sister. It's like our gift to bring to the barbecue. Henry doesn't want to do it. Says that he wants to charge sister $150 for time and materials.
I don't know how much stuff you bring to other people's barbecues, but I don't bring $150, $200 worth of free stuff to somebody else's barbecue. That better be a heck of a party if you want to assume that I'm bringing it there. You know, these things take time and effort, and all of a sudden they see how great of a job he did on this one there. They want their own, like some sort of spin-off series. Doesn't sound like he's up for the idea.
I just think that sometimes when it's your family, you do things because you love your family. Whose side are you on? 1-800-330-9999. Couples Court, Anna and Raven.
I'm on his side because me and my ex actually used to make cornhole sets for my family. And with costs of everything going up, $150 is actually cheap compared to what others would do without the custom effects to it.
And it's not like it's easy. It can be stressful. I mean, everybody knows that's why you and your ex broke up.
It's not. So, I don't think that's why.
So, I mean, come on. It's a big job.
Is that why you guys broke up? Just be honest. Probably not, right?
Maybe. Part of it.
No.
Oh, okay.
But we're still friends, and he still makes them for, like, my family. And it's expensive, which we all understand.
Right. Thank you for the call.
Whose side are you on? 1-800-330-9999. It's a Couples Court. Henry made a beautiful cornhole set for his family. So when his wife's sister asked to make one for their 4th of July party, he was like, I don't want to do that. The materials alone cost $150, plus it takes a whole weekend to do it. But his wife, Alexis, says, it's my sister. Just do it.
I don't see how you can do something like that takes you at least 2-3 days and is going to cost you a bunch of money and materials for free. Henry says, we got to charge him at least $150. Alexis thinks it's way too awkward.
Whose side are you on? 1-800-330-9999. Couples Court.
I am 100% on his side. My husband and I made a cornhole set for our wedding, and it is a ton of work between cutting the wood, putting it together, and, I mean, especially in this environment where we made it last summer, and it's easily twice as much for the wood. The wood or the labor alone would be $150. And he didn't offer. The sister asked.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, it seems to me like it's a lot to assume. I mean, you go over their house. Clearly, they've seen the one that he made already, and they remarked about how beautiful it was and how well it was made. How could you think that you could just assume to be like, hey, we're having a party for July 4th. You got to bring one. You got to make us one. Like, it's kind of a big ask.
Right, but it is your brother-in-law. Like, I wouldn't ask, like, a friend, like a C-level friend or a B-level friend, but if it's your brother-in-law...
So you can take advantage of him because he's family? I mean, it's not like it's their wedding. You know,
yes. The call. Yeah. Hi, it's Anna and Raven. Whose side are you on?
I'm on his side. My son makes these a lot. And they are a lot of work, and the wood is very expensive. But, I mean, if he told them it was going to cost some money, well, it's not a lot of money, you know, so I'm on his side.
Anna and Raven, whose side are you on?
Hi, I'm on the wife's side. I just feel like it's family. You got to just give it to them, suck up the cost, whatever it is, you know, especially if it wasn't part of the plan in the beginning that they were going to pay for this whole thing. Like, just bring it as a gift.
I see. I'm glad that you called because I agree with you 100%. And I thought I was living in crazy world. Like, there's some people you just do that stuff for because you love them.
I mean, it seems like a big assumption. Hey, look at that custom awesome thing you built. Now you're going to bring me one. Big assumption.
It's your brother-in-law.
Yeah, I don't care.
All right.
The verdict is in. Jury foreman, what are the results?
Henry, our audience agreed with you. If you feel that your time and the materials are worth the money and compensation, there's nothing wrong with asking the $150 for it.
Well, good. I'm glad they agree. It's my time. It's an investment. I appreciate it.
It's going to be too uncomfortable.
I get that it might feel awkward, Alexis, but the fact is like they're not giving these things away. A wooden, handcrafted set would easily cost you $200 through a store, probably more with the family name and all that stuff on it. I mean, if he was doing it, it would be like a gift, a serious gift, not just like, hey, I'm coming over your party for July 4th. Let me bring you this beautiful set. I mean, that seems like a bit much to ask without saying, hey, can you at least cover the wood or whatever?
Alexis, I see what you're saying. It's like embarrassing to even admit it. I would just make an excuse on why he couldn't do it. He's real busy the next few weeks. He's not going to be able to do it. But you want me to pick you one up at Walmart or something like that?
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. If you got a problem, too, send an email. couplescourt@AnnaandRaven.com.
Can't beat Raven.
Hi, it's Anna and Raven. Who's this?
This is Richard.
Richard, you're up. Can you please ask Raven to leave the room?
Raven, please leave the room.
Sure. Good luck, Rich.
We've got $1,100 on the line. Raven's walking out of here when that big studio door closes. I'm going to ask you 5 pop culture questions. You have 3 seconds to answer each one. I'll bring Raven back in and ask him the same 5 questions. Whoever gets the most right wins. If it's a tie, it goes to Raven. You ready to play?
All right. At least I get a T-shirt.
Okay. Number 1. In the Heights, the movie had a disappointing opening weekend with only $11 million in ticket sales. Lin-Manuel Miranda also helped with the music of what Disney movie that featured a chicken named Hey Hey?
Moana.
Number 2, actor Rob Riggle says that his estranged wife hid surveillance equipment in his fire detectors and stole $28,000 from him. What's the name of the mini golf-loving competition show that he acts as a commentator on?
That's not Wacky Golf.
That's all right.
I don't remember.
We'll go to the next one, Richard. Number 3, the celebrity dating game debuted last night. Zooey Deschanel and what iconic love song singer hosts the show?
Megan Trainor.
Number 4, Post Malone now has a $1.6 million diamond fangs in his mouth. His song, Sunflower, has been streamed over 1 billion times on Spotify. That song was featured on what movie soundtrack?
I hate Post Malone. Circle. So I got to pass on that one. I can't even think of anything.
That's all right. And number 5, Richard, Chrissy Teigen has issued another apology after more evidence has surfaced of her online bullying. Who is her husband?
John Legend.
Okay. All right. You redeemed yourself a little at the end.
Yo.
All right. Richard got 2 out of 5.
Not too good, Rich. $1,100. Let's see how we do.
Number 1, In the Heights, the movie had a disappointing opening weekend with only $11 million in ticket sales. Lin-Manuel Miranda also helped with the music of what Disney movie that featured a chicken named Hey Hey?
Isn't that Moana?
Yes. Number 2, actor Rob Riggle says that his estranged wife hid surveillance equipment in his fire detectors and stole $28,000 from him. What's the name of the mini golf-loving competition show that he's a commentator on?
He's on Holy Moly.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Number 3, the celebrity dating game debuted last night. Zooey Deschanel and what iconic love song singer hosts the show?
Your boyfriend, Michael Bolton.
I love Michael Bolton.
It's true.
More than a friend.
It's weird.
Number 4, Post Malone now has $1.6 million in diamond fangs in his mouth.
Yep.
His song, Sunflower, has been streamed over 1 billion times on Spotify. That song was featured on what movie soundtrack?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I love that song. I just wish it was longer.
I can't believe you knew that.
I'm not a big Post Malone guy, as you know, but I love that song.
Number 5, Chrissy Teigen has issued another apology after more evidence has surfaced of her online bullying. Who is her husband?
John Legend, of course.
I'm sorry, Richard. He beat you 5-2 this morning. But you know what? You're right. You're going to get that Anna and Raven T-shirt.
I can't beat Raven.
Better luck next time. Enjoy that shirt, bro.
If you have loved ones that rely on your income, you need life insurance. But finding the best quote shouldn't take a lifetime. With Policy Genius, you could save 50% or more by comparing quotes from America's top insurers. First, head to PolicyGenius.com. In minutes, Policy Genius will compare prices starting at as little as $1 a day. You might even be eligible to fast-track your coverage with a no-exam policy. Once you apply, the Policy Genius team handles all the paperwork and red tape. If you have any questions, their team of licensed independent experts is on hand to help. In fact, Policy Genius's award-winning service has a 5-star rating across thousands of reviews on Trustpilot and Google. Make today the day you cross life insurance off your list and get protection for your loved ones. You could save 50% or more by comparing quotes. To get covered, head to PolicyGenius.com today.